Hello everyone, thank you. I welcome you back. For the next performance, you will be listening to a story with me. Perhaps right now, everyone is wondering who is this person? What are you doing? For tonight, you can consider me a storyteller. Perhaps an observer, a curious cat, someone who talks a lot, too much, someone who asks way too many questions to count. And tonight, I wish to share some stories as a storyteller. Stories, thoughts, and writings. And I hope you don't consider it as boring. I'm not a lecturer. I hope that this would be the start of discussions and readings and an exciting listening session of some of writings and thoughts. I will meet you at your space, be with your pace, and read to you some stories and writings. I hope you will enjoy your time with me today, as I am excited to meet you all, and I hope you don't consider, this as a lecture or as boring, or as someone with an authority with a definitive answer solutions. And for tonight, you should consider me as someone who would hold your hands, journeying with you. Tonight, what I have for you is a collection of writings, stories, tales, some records. This collection, this archive is titled On the Margins of Their Manifesto, and I hope you enjoy. Excerpt 1. The Law, the Empire. Today is a sunny day in this infamous gloomy city. You walked out of your house with a pep in your step, your dog trailing behind you. Look who's excited for a drive, you said to your dog as he climbed into the passenger seat of your car. At the push of a button, your car hums. Very low, barely heard. The same lack of noise that startles passers-by on the streets if you're not careful at night. But hey, at least it is better than the big trucks in the US zooming through a school zone. The screen mounted on your dashboard as bright as ever, greeting you. An option presents itself. Do you want to drive today? Or would you let your car drive you to get this pop cup? Life is such a breeze, isn't it? You took a long puff from your disposable vape, a cloud of grey wafting in the air as Tesla drives you to the nearest Starbucks. But on that same day and same time, a little boy no older than 12 felt a sting on his burdened shoulder. His small body could not take it, his shoulder starting to ache. His dirty, bare hand swiped away the sweat that pools around his eyebrows. As he coughs away the heaviness in the air he breathes, he continues to walk and walk and walk. After all, this bag of cobalt is the only way out, even when there is no way out. He is not alone, at the very least. The story is mostly the same for these children. no less than 40,000 of them in Congo. When the empire hums or huff and puff, we do the same. The law dictates the hearts of the empire, the domain of the wealthy as well as the margins, where the poor are governed and exploited. Excerpt 2. The Neighborhoods. Tulsa, Move, Berry Farms, the Interstate Highway Project. Families butchered, communities destroyed. North Jakarta Reclamation, Pari Island Reclamation, Southwest DC gentrified. Gentrification projects masked as beautification projects. Rent rise, rents are climbing. And today, another meal deal, if we're lucky. Today, I passed by an American. After offering a cigarette, he pops out a cry. The kids are not buying houses, man. The red paint that divides the city is getting reapplied again and again. And my friend said the red roosters in Sydney are sprouting out of thin air. Food fault lines. It's the food's fault again. How come the Machai bought today raise my rent? The cities are manufactured. The manufactured cities are falling. The costs of living are rising. Kids are starving. People are dying. The neighborhoods mark the margins, where the poor and the exploited remain subjects to the empire's doing and undoing. Excerpt 3. The Land. This land was never empty. It sang with the footsteps of those who knew it, who named each river bend, each ridge, each breath of wind. But they came with maps and guns cloaked in the myth of the Terra Nullius. How come my home belonged to no one? Declaring nothingness where life thrived, declaring silence where voices echoed in doubles. How did they turn into ghosts on their own land? To ravage the land was to strike at its heart, its keepers, their knowledge, their kinship, their guardianships, all disposable, expendable. The soil was scarred in tandem with their bodies. And so, the land grieves, not just for its own wounds, but for the ancestors, buried beneath the bulldozed trees, for the songs drowned out by the machinery of the empire. It remembers and it resists. The land carries the scars left by settlers and exploiters. The people, the subjugated, have an imprescriptible right to exist. The empire, the state, does not. They created an empire out of blood and sacrifices for their own. While they fight overseas for the land they have never seen, they prepare to turn their weapons back towards us. You, and each of us. Austerity abroad, austerity at home. Except for eyes wide shut. They are the ones. They are the ones who took it all. They. I'm alright. I'm okay. They. These people though, they're unlucky. What can we do? What can we do? We are the workers, the taxpayers, the artists and the protesters, the consumers, the subjugated. We are subjects of the empire as well, and as the bystander, we are tasked to find the perfect victims, those who suffered without a fault. And so, In the long and winded road to find the perfect victims, I found myself. We found ourselves as the subjugated, standing still, unmoved, looking, bickering, comparing, eyes wide shut. Footnote 1. Muhammad al-Kurd, in his book Perfect Victims, The Politics of Appeal, said, "Our massacres are only interrupted by commercial breaks. Judges legalize them. Correspondents kill us with passive voice. If we are lucky, diplomats say that our death concerns them, but they never mention the culprit, let alone condemn the culprit. Politicians, inert, inept, or complicit, fund our demise, then feign sympathy, if any. Academics stand idle. That is, until the dust settles. Then they will write books about what should have been. And like Omar el-Akkad said, one day we will always have been against this." Excerpt 5. Decades happen. As the storyteller, as the observer, as the performer, I travel with stomps, or light feet, through words and whispers, with an end goal, to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. As I stand here, am alert of my advantages and ableness, privileged along with my disadvantages, hardships, fear, and repression. There are no perfect victims. As the subject, I am here on the margins. A wayfarer asked me once whether I know what the word paradigm means, and I answered, no, not really. She explained, when you stand in a room with a window overlooking the street and you see a tree, you have seen the side of a tree and you concluded, oh, there is a tree outside of this building. Can you say that you have seen the tree? Of course, yes. Can you say that you are sure it is a tree? Sure. And wonderfully so, you can describe the tree from the side that is visible to you. But you understand that you can observe the tree from a different angle, from outside of the building. You can circle around the trees, seeing different branches and different leaves and different markings. She continued, different ways of seeing the same tree. So when you leave this place that we share currently, when you walk down the road, I invite you to join my words on a walk where we both overcome the role of the observer. Whether your heart beats only for yourself, whether you realize your vital role in the heart of the empire, eventually the storytellers of the world will echo the words of protest on your streets, ringing your doorbells. The invite has been here the whole time. The lines have been drawn since the beginning. The city exists as a record of the banality of evil. And you realize that all this time, you are standing on the margins of the empire's manifesto. To wrap up today's story, I would like to acknowledge you, my peers of storytellers, that stories are powerful, heavy, and quite burdensome. Cigarette smokes and alcohol burn can never quite solve the weight of, witnessing words and images on your devices that makes you fearsome, grieve, angry, sad, and powerless. However, we, as storytellers, know that there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. And that's the end of today's story. Thank you.